Have you ever looked at a local business and wondered how they are absolutely crushing it online while another one just isn't? Well, today, we're going to break down how one agency figured that out. They completely flipped their whole strategy to turn small brands into major players. Let's dive in.
And really, it all boils down to this one big question. If you run a business, I bet this sounds familiar. You're spending money, you're posting on social media, but nothing. The needle just isn't moving. So what's the deal? What's really going wrong here?
Okay, so think about it. On one side, you've got the usual kind of chaotic way of doing things. Hiring a freelancer here, a photographer there, snapping some quick pics on your phone, boosting a post, and basically just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping more content will stick. But then, on the other side, you've got the strategic approach. We're talking a single integrated team, truly cinematic production value, and campaigns that are driven by actual data. The goal isn't just posting more, it's posting better. And that huge gap? That's exactly what the agency in our case study decided to fix.
All right, let's meet the heroes of our story, an agency called Quarks IT Solution. Now, before we get to their huge pivot, you got to understand where they started. They were already a pretty comprehensive full-service agency from the get-go.
Their whole setup was built on these four key pillars. You had the high-end creative, you had the performance marketing and ads, the social media management, and the big picture brand strategy. So see, they weren't just the ad guys or the video guys. Nope, they were the whole package, right from day one.
And when I say they offered the whole package, I mean it. Their creative services weren't just, some decent photos. It was full-on cinematic video. Their marketing covered everything: Meta, Google Ads, SEO, the works. And strategy? That was baked in from the very beginning. This solid foundation is exactly why what they did next was so powerful.
So their initial pitch to clients was pretty simple and honestly really smart. They'd say, look, anyone can boost a post or run an ad, but what good is an ad if the creative, the video, or the photo is terrible? It's useless. We don't just run the ads, we create the amazing scroll-stopping content for the ad.
But then, things changed. They decided to make a massive upgrade. They went from being just another marketing agency to becoming what they call a business launchpad. And this wasn't just like adding a new service to the menu. No, this was a complete transformation of who they were.
So, you're probably asking, what the heck is a business launchpad? Well, think of it like this. It's an agency that literally takes a brand from an idea to actually selling products online. They don't just create the ads for the product, they build the whole online store and put the product right there on the digital shelf for customers to buy.
And they did this by adding two really game-changing services. First up, e-commerce portal management. This means they would actually get a client's products listed and then manage those listings on all the big online stores. And second, they offered a full digital identity setup. So if you were a brand new business, they'd build your entire online presence from the ground up.
And here's where it gets really powerful. They weren't just talking about e-commerce in a vague sense. No, they were getting their clients onto the biggest platforms out there. We're talking the giants, like Amazon and Flipkart. But also, and this is huge, the quick commerce apps like Blinkit, Zepto, and Swiggy Instamart. The ones that deliver in 10 minutes. For a small, local brand, getting on those platforms is a total game changer.
And they didn't just talk the talk. They built this new identity right into their service packages. Check this out. They created a whole new package called the Ecom Master. For just 17,000 rupees, a business could get their stuff listed on the big online stores and even get set up on Blinkit. This made that whole business launchpad idea super concrete and honestly really affordable for small businesses.
This quote just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? It's the difference between just getting a video and getting an entire system designed to make you money. It's not about one deliverable anymore. It's about building the whole machine.
Okay, so what really makes this new model work so well? It's not just about the new services they bolted on. It's about the entire philosophy driving everything they do. Let's dig into what really makes up the Quarks difference.
All right, principle number one, cinema over cell phones. This is huge. They have this radical commitment to quality. Their whole philosophy is that while everyone else is snapping quick photos on their phones, they're bringing a full-on, cinematic, high-end production crew to the table. And why does that matter? Simple. Premium visuals make people believe you're a premium brand.
And this is the result they're promising their clients. When you invest in that kind of quality, you completely change how people see your brand.
All of a sudden, a local business from a smaller city can look and feel just as professional and polished as a huge international label. That instantly builds trust and makes people take you seriously.
Principle number 2 is what makes them a real powerhouse. They perfectly combine two essential things. You've got Arun, the creative genius, making these absolutely breathtaking visuals, and then you have Deepak and Himanshu, the marketing strategists, making sure that beautiful creative actually gets in front of the right people who will buy. It's the perfect marriage of art and science.
Now this next one, this is a biggie, especially for any busy business owner out there. They realize that one of the biggest pains of doing professional marketing is all the logistical nightmares. Finding models, locations, it's a ton of work. So Quarks decided to become the zero-effort solution. They handle all the messy stuff for you.
And what do I mean by messy stuff? Well, they find the models, the brand faces. They hunt down the perfect locations for the shoot, they handle all the styling, and they even take care of the super tedious technical stuff like getting you registered on all the e-commerce sites. All the client has to do? Just show up with a product. That's it.
And the last principle is super important in today's world. You know how most agencies are these remote, faceless companies you only talk to on Zoom? Well, Quarks leans into the fact that they're local. They're based in Sonipot, and they offer real, face-to-face partnerships. They get the local market, and they build genuine trust because they treat your business's success like it's their own. Okay, so we've broken down their whole model. What's the big takeaway here? What can we learn from all this? Well, this whole case study is basically a blueprint for any brand that seriously wants to level up its marketing.
I think their official one-line pitch just says it all, really. It's not about just giving you some content, it's about giving you a visual strategy. And the whole point of that strategy is to turn a local brand into a true market leader.
So if there's one thing you remember from this, let it be this. Great marketing today is not about doing one thing well. It's not about one great ad or one viral post. It's about building a complete, revenue-focused brand ecosystem where everything, your beautiful creative, your smart ads, your online stores, all work together like a well-oiled machine.
So that leaves one final question for you to think about. Is your brand just making content, or is it building an ecosystem? Are you just throwing things out there and hoping for the best, or are you strategically building a system that's designed from the ground up to grow?